Hey guys, Bondo, this is my house and this is what's called standing seam roofing. And me and my buddy Colin did this, but he moved away. So when I added my lean-to onto this house in my shop, I needed to get somebody to put my standing seam metal on because Colin doesn't live around here anymore. And I contacted this roofing company and they gave me a crazy price to get this roof done. I think it was pretty much a scam because I got it done for about half the cost. Stay tuned, I'll explain it. Hey guys, Bondo here. I am working at my house, working on this lean-to roof. I'll link a video to how we built this thing, but we are getting ready to do standing seam on the roof. So I'm actually preparing it for the standing seam guy. I got a guy that's got a, it's not the guy that did my house. He's a buddy of mine. He moved away. He's in Peru actually, Colin. But I got another guy who's gonna help me out and get this shed dormer done to match this house here, my house. So we are putting the purlins on. I'll show you how we're doing it. We're creating an airspace because this roof assembly is gonna be right packed full of insulation. So there's no vents going up through there to ventilate that roof assembly. So we're actually gonna vent it above the roof deck, which my whole house is done like that. It's vented above the roof deck. I'll link a video to that, how we did that if you haven't watched that. But I'll show you this purlin detail. And there's gonna be a vent screen, which I don't have yet, but I will try to get some footage of how that vent screen goes in and the whole 9 yards for you. So if you wanna do this, you can do this with regular corrugated steel roofing, or you can do it with standing seam roofing. It just lets your house breathe. So I'll show you how we do it and we'll go from there. Stay tuned. Big Papa's in the house. He's my cut man today. Say hi to the crowd, Big P.
Good morning.
Big P.
Just blurted out.
Blurted right out. Here we go, guys. This is how we're doing it. We are putting vertical strapping on here right now. And these run right down through the roof. Well, let's start at the bottom. We got a rafter, 2x10 rafter. I'll show you from the inside. We got zip panel, 5/8 zip panel sheathing over that. We tape the seams on the zip panel, then we put ice and water guard down, sticky ice and water guard. And we stuck that to the zip panel. And I left it like that for a year because I didn't have time to get my roof on. So, because it was fall, it was hunting season last year when we buttoned this up and my shoulder was out, or torn. So we got our verticals on. We're gonna put horizontals too. That's what the metal lays on, which creates this airspace. These are rough cut hemlock 2x, or 1x4s, rough cut hemlock. We got them from the Amish. Me and Big Papa just picked them up. These are pretty green, but they'll dry pretty fast up here with the black roof. They'll just dry right as they sit here. As they're nailed in place, they're gonna dry, so you gotta worry about that. We're using ring shank nails to nail these down, so we're getting nailing right through the wood, through the plywood, and into the rafter with like an 8 gauge and an 8, like a ring shank 8. There's the nail gun we're using. So that's how I'm doing it right now. He's cutting them. He's cutting the one end, Big Papa, and we're just nailing them. I'm making sure I hit the rafter on each one. I stuck a couple blind nails through there to make sure I hit the rafter. And then we're lining it up and nailing them in. We're leaving the ends long. That way I can just snap a line down through there. Instead of trying to cut them all, we're just gonna snap a quick line, and then I'll get a skill saw up here and just zip them right off. That's how we're doing that. And then, like I said, we'll put horizontals going this way, every 18 inches. And I'll show you what that looks like when we get going on that. We got to finish this much with this vertical strapping, then we'll do the horizontal strapping. Stay tuned. Big P. Okay guys, so this roof is 17 by 62, which figures out to be about 10.54 square because a square of roofing is 10 by 10, which is 100 square feet. So if you do the math, this is about 10.54 squares. And I called a roofing guy and I got a price, and he wanted $20,000 to put this roof down. And doing the math, that's like $1,897 a square to put this roof down. So I contacted them. I told them they were out of their mind, and they said that there was actually an issue with the way they figured it out, and it was wrong. They were gonna send me another quote, so they did that. They adjusted their quote, and they got it down to like $16,000, or no, 16,500 they got it down to, which was still ridiculous. I'm gonna include the quote here, a picture of the quote. I'm not gonna let you see the roofing company or my info, kind of block that out, but you'll see here in a second what that quote looks like for yourself. Okay guys, this is where we're at. We got all our verticals on all the way. Everything's nailed down. We are starting our horizontals. These go at 18 inches. So you want a 3/4 overhang on this board. So we measured up 16, snapped a line. That puts 16 and 3/4 actually to this line. From where you're gonna cut this board, from where you cut it, it's 3/4 inches longer than the plywood. This board, it isn't cut yet, but it will be. You want 3/4 inches hanging over the plywood. Then you hook your tape on that, pull it up 16. That means your 18 will be dead center of this board. And we snapped a line, so then we're gonna snap a line every 18 inches. From we'll hook our tape on the bottom, pull it up 18, 36, right up through, and snap lines. And that's where our horizontal purlins are going. And I'm nailing these off twice. I'm trying to line, oops, sorry about that. Trying to line it up with my chalk line there. And I try to stay in the center of the board. And hitting a couple nails like that, which these nails I got are a little bit longer. I end up going a little longer with these. And they're gonna go right down through both boards. And probably stick into the plywood a little bit even. So get myself to my line. Boom, boom, boom. Bam, bam. It's kind of fun, guys. There. And Big Papa's cutting them at 16-inch on center, so. And then we figure out what our first one is. Down there, we'll alternate. We won't make everything the same cut. We'll start with different lengths, but as long as we get our first one on one of these boards dead center, we can go 16 on center so that they line up like this, where they're in the middle of a board, so nothing's, and this is super strong. I mean, this adds a lot of strength to your roof if you need it. But main thing it does is creates that airspace going up underneath there. So I'm gonna keep rock and rolling.
I'm just trying to keep ahead of you.
I can't keep up with you now. You're cutting 3 at a time. You're killing me up here.
When you get my age, you make every step count.
Jeez. Dude, he's killing me up here. This is where we're at. Nothing over here yet. Starting to make me sweat, Terry. Jesus.
Huh?
You're making me sweat over here.
Yeah.
This is my day off. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
Not supposed to be working me this hard. Dude.
Well, I can't stand all 3 up at a time.
See? He's trying to show off for the camera. Jesus.
Hey, look. I'm an Neanderthal framer.
Mm-hmm.
My first hammer was a rock and a stick.
The shit's getting deep around here. I know that. We're getting her, guys. I think we're gonna knock it out today. Except this bottom row, because I don't have my vent screen made yet. I gotta get that, and we gotta figure out what we're gonna do up here to let the air out. Same kind of vent screen up here with a little cap over it or something. But we'll get most of these purlins on today. Let's see with this animal down here. Yeah, take a break now that you're way ahead of me. I don't get no breaks up here. Jeez. Slave driver. Okay, guys, it's like 3:45. We got a lot of these purlins done. Big Papa's cutting me these little blocks right now, and we're drilling them. We're pilot drilling them or screwing them in so they don't split because they're short. So what I'm doing here is putting these up here like that, and then there's going to be a vent screen that bends over top of this, creates a vent channel in here. Then I'm going to put another purlin up against it like this. That's going to have a flashing detail on it. So that's what I'm doing right now. Put these little bad boys in, and we got every single one of these is going to have one. So he's cutting us a crap load of them. We're using our scraps up for this. That's how I'm doing it. Screwing them in using hex heads. They don't strip. All the blocks are in, guys. Down through. Now I'm gonna put a purlin up here right up against it. We're getting her. She's looking good. Big P still cutting for me. The trailer's looking pretty empty on materials. We're rock and rolling. It's like 4:20. We gotta get this done. I got some cold beers to drink. Big P's cutting me blocking for inside of here. Now we're just putting these little blocks in there, you know, to fill the space in all the way down the edge of the roof. That way when we put our flashing detail on there, you got something solid to hook it to. So we're just custom cutting them. I'm just sending them down the measurements, and he's cutting each one to fit. They're all just a tiny bit different. I just want them to fit tight, so Big Piece custom cutting them. Look at that trailer. There is only one board left. We got 4 leaning up against here that are for the bottom row. This bottom row we have left off for till we get our screen vent. I got this one in, this purling in, all the way down through. That's all nailed. So you can see where we're gonna have a vent, where air is gonna be able to come underneath here and out here and up, and there's gonna be a screen like bent over and down. Then there'll be a flashing over all that. Then there'll be a little head flashing over that screen so that doesn't leak. She's gonna vent. Big P, ready for dinner, aren't you?
Pretty soon.
Put the blocks in, guys. Only got basically 1, 2, 3, 4 more blocks to do that we can do today until we get our vent screen and all that. Then I gotta put the vent screen in there. Then I can nail it through the vent screen. Then I can put the last purlin on and that last block that goes in there. So we're just about done for the day. That's good, because I want to get me a cold Miller Lite. We've been working hard, me and Big Papa. I'm not a roofer, guys, but I guess it's a change of pace for the day. It's gonna look nice. Can't wait to get it done. I'm not gonna put the metal on. I got a guy who's gonna do it for me. Wait till you hear the story of the price I got from the other contractor who wanted to do this roof. You're gonna scratch your head on that one. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so I'm gonna show you the vents as I'm putting them in. I got this one already in, the top vent. So as you can see, it's like goes up, over, and up. So it's the thickness, this bend here is the thickness of these, which is about 7/8. and I just lapped it like that. So now there'll be a flashing detail that comes down and over the standing seam, and then there'll be a cap that comes out and over all this so air can come out. And that's at the top of the roof here of the shed dormer. And then down here at the bottom, I'm using just a straight L bend. And this this metal here, I had it bent up at a fab shop. These are 1/8 inch holes, and they're 3/16 spacing. And this is just, you can buy this in sheets. Metal fab shops can buy that in sheets. And this is just a straight L bend. This is 7/8 up. This is like, let me see, I think it's 2.5, 3. Yeah, it's 2.5 over, 7/8 up. So, and this goes like this. Basically, I cut the purlins off 3/4 of an inch longer than the drip edge. I got a drip edge under there. It's just an L. This green is just an L. And then I got this going like that. So that gives you 3/4 of an inch here and about 3/4 of an inch here of air. So you got 1.5 inches of air space coming up through there. And this overhangs like that. And it's gonna look, basically this is the other roof that's all done. You can kind of see how that works right here. This is my roof that's already done, and it's the same thing. It's got 3/4 overhang, and then the 7/8 going up, and there'll be a drip edge here going over it. And this is the piece of green L bend that holds the fascia in. And that's my standing seam roof there that me and my buddy Colin did. There's a video on that. I'll link to this video, but I'm just finishing up these purlins by myself. Big Papa's not here today, so I'm just getting these bottom. What I'm gonna do, guys, after I get this in there, I'm gonna nail this bottom purlin. Obviously, if I had the drip edge and the metal, I would have put it on before the purlins. Then you could just slide the purlins down to it, but kind of doing it backwards here. But I just cut them all off. I snapped the line down through there, cut them all off, and now I'm just slipping that in. I'm gonna overlap it right here a little bit. So that's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna put it right down through there, and that's gonna be my vent right there. So air will come up in here, go up through, and come out the top. And that keeps your roof nice and cool, keeps your metal cool. You don't get any ice damming or nothing like that if you lose any heat through your roof assembly. That's how we do it. Okay, guys, so this is the second quote I received from this particular company here. The first quote was $20,000. I think it was $20,500, and I had called them and said they had lost their mind on the price, and then they actually said there was a mistake when they figured it out, because I broke it down to what the square footage, they were trying to charge me for the square footage, and they said, oh no, that was wrong, there's a mistake, and they redid it. They did it on the same program, so I don't, it automatically changed it in my computer to this number, which this number is actually $6,000 more than I paid. I paid $10,500 to get my roof done. Right here, they're looking for $16,500, which to me is ridiculous. And I had told them that I knew what the roof should cost because I did my whole house, and I'm familiar with standing seam and I know what it takes. I told them it was a 2-day job because, granted, I was gonna get it all ready with the purlings and all that. So all they had to do was put the pans down and make the trim, and this is what they come up with. So just ridiculous how one company can do it for $10,500 and then this other company wants $16,500, and they started out at $20,500, so almost double. So I just wanted to show you that. You know, if I didn't know any different, maybe I would have paid them 20 grand. So that's what they were shooting for, evidently. Well, guys, here's the finished product. I can't really see it that good from down here. The ribs line up pretty good. His pans, he said, were a little bit wider than what my other buddy did when he did the upper part. I'll get on that ladder right there and I'll show you a little better what it looks like. I can't really see it from down here. Here's that vent, guys. You can see how that works. And I can tuck my fascia underneath this piece right here, drip edge that we made. That's what she looks like. Only thing I'm not crazy about is the right where they flipped in the middle, they crimped it the other direction because they started in the middle. It kind of leaves a shadow line. It leaves that line like it looks like the metal's darker. It's just because the ribs go in the other direction. And this rib goes this way. So when you get over to there, the rib is actually going this way. And it's crimped over this way because they started in the middle. Because they wanted to line everything up, try to line it up the best they could. So, but the guy did a really good job. That's the only thing that's a little funky is where they had to start in the middle, and that wasn't really his fault because his machine just wouldn't make them the same as what Colin's machine was. But he did a good job, and he did it a lot cheaper than the other quote that I'll show you, or I already showed you in the video here. That's it.